Welcome and welcome back. I'm Jan Edwards. This is my new channel, Kintsugi Light, Illumined Humans, a channel for listening, not watching, receiving inspiration, love, light, connection, truth, illumination, and realization. Listen while you're driving, while you're resting, eating, drinking, tea, coffee, centering into yourself to feel the energy of the message and of my heart and of my light. This is a variety of illuminations, readings, heart open sharing of personal experiences on many topics. And as I create more videos, I'll be building a playlist, which may be occurring this week. This is a timeless message. When you find it, you are meant to find it. Always stay for the last 1 minute or two for the illumination message and transmission. And notice when you have felt resonating with what you're hearing, when you have felt touched, comforted, intuitively directed, or seen, or when you see the beauty in yourself, in your situation, in life, and engage in this energy flow by liking or subscribing or commenting or sharing this video and this channel. And in this moment, I want to share a message about love, specifically divine love, and the union that we as humans all seek our entire lives in another. This is intrinsic to the human until you reach the point of knowing that everything you need is already divinely inside of you and with you and part of you. You will always be searching outside of yourself, in someone else, in some situation, in some possession, some journey, some experience, for that which you think you don't have. And in late October of 2023, my life partner ended our relationship. And at first, I was shocked because of the way he did it. And then immediately, as I always do, I go within and find the deeper truth beneath the pain on the surface. And I came up with this and journal it. It's called Divine Gift. And it's actually published in a chapter in the book, I'm So Glad You Left Me. Probably the biggest, greatest, ultimate realization of my life so far is this that I am now finding today. The divine masculine inside me, my beloved inside me, being in union there, seeing this divine partnership of the feminine and the masculine within me, not outside. The breakout, the breakaway, the removal, and the severing of my father from me at birth began my journey of my search for other. And my father continued his role by not paying child support, not seeing me much, not supporting me, not sending money or gifts or letters, or providing any of the elements of the father. And then he died, the death of the father. This is part of the source of my hardship in life. Survival, the root chakra energy, wanting to be taken care of, protected, wanting to be loved, provided for. Because unconsciously, I thought that I wasn't strong enough or I wasn't evolved enough to be thriving on my own, to provide that masculine energy and protection for myself, all of which is what precipitated my state of lack in the physical reality. My mother had a part in the beginning of all of this, presenting a life that in many ways didn't have enough in terms of money, security, freedom, counsel, protection, ease, stability, and fun. And this is why she never remarried. This divine blueprint roles that she played so that I would continue my journey in this lifetime believing that I needed that male figure, that father, that man, that protector, that provider, to be whole and seen and alive. Until this time in my journey right now, when I have this recognition, this remembering, this awakening, this expansion of my consciousness to see that this was my blueprint. This was my plan as a soul. And ultimately, my deciding to find the divine masculine within me, seeing it and creating union with that beloved in me. This blueprint plan of mine also explains the unconscious pattern I had of not creating or building or taking full responsibility of stepping into a stable, thriving foundation for myself, subconsciously allowing myself to get distracted with other things and other people because I was in a state of being incapacitated, all mental, not real, but not knowing how I ever got that way, and waiting and waiting and waiting, unconsciously, of course, for that thing to come in, that gift, that person, that change, that savior outside of me. This is why my partner is doing what he's doing, because he is an energetic piece of the puzzle that needed to be activated in order for me to see clearly the whole picture. The ultimate overcoming this realization and goal for me as a soul was to become my own master, not wait for a co-master, but fully embody my own inner union. This blueprint plan of mine explained all the betrayals, all of my life, all of the abandonment, all of the lack of being valued and loved and seen, all the criticism, the lack of being fully present for me, the lack of commitment in all of my male partners, including my father, whether they were brief or long. And so with this recognition and this awareness, this awakening, I am opening myself to this higher frequency in which I am connected, I am in union, and I am abundant and accessible to that which I thought I did not have. At the same time, there's somewhat of a little stinging energy at a very low level, almost imperceivable, but still there. I can't deny it. This unseeable resentment over a lifetime of feeling continually betrayed or affected adversely by someone's change of mind, someone's lack of commitment, someone's weakness and inability. This is the thread of the intertwining narrative, the story that I have unintentionally carried as a human, intentionally carried as a soul. This karmic attachment to the feeling of not having what I needed or deserved, and therefore always lacking. But like any situation for any human who ever existed, when you know the whole picture, the whole puzzle, the higher expanded viewpoint of the entire scene, you are no longer afraid. It's no longer a sad thing. You're no longer angry. And all of this blueprint and this design and this puzzle is why he let go so abruptly, so suddenly, so unexpectedly and crudely. And why the Osho card that I pulled a few days earlier had the sign of completion and a hand holding the final puzzle piece, waiting to be inserted. I didn't want to know it. I didn't want to believe that it was over, but that was truly the sign. He didn't know why. He didn't like looking back that he even did the thing that he did and the way that he did it. But he never talked about his actions. He never talked about what he said. He just listened to me and looked into my eyes and felt my heart. And he agreed to continue the journey of our partnership. But he can't change his part, his role in this play, and his agreement in the blueprint of our paths crossing, nor of his own blueprint. We had been in idle since October, possibly earlier, actually, definitely earlier, without realizing it, not really moving forward, not really separating, not moving backward, just kind of waiting. Do you know what I mean? You've been in that place, waiting for something to happen, something to shift, something to move, waiting really for the revelations to complete the process of whatever each of us ultimately was needing to experience in our individual and communal soul journeys. He was doing all that he did unconsciously without knowing why, because that's not in his design capacity, or it wasn't at the time. I was doing it consciously, fully knowing and aware, because that is my design, my ability, and my gift. And one of the many reasons that it had to be him and no one else is that he reminded me of my son, Jeff, who is in spirit, and my father, who is also in spirit. And because his son and my son are best friends, our paths could not help but meet. It had to be someone who felt so familiar, so loving, so resonant and aligned with me at the time that I could not miss the bright light of his being on my path. And though that twin flame partnership has now alchemized into a deep soul friendship, it was one of the greatest gifts that I've ever received. One of the greatest journeys that I ever co-created for myself. So this is an invitation to see in your own relationship with yourself or with your partner or with someone who's not in your life, but you're calling into your life, to look deep into your heart and to see what you already are, what you already have. That love is who you are. And this doesn't mean not to have a partner and not to share this life in a state of bliss and union with another human. It just means don't put the weight of your old core wounds or trauma or unconsciousness or expectations into another person. You are the only one who can give yourself the love that you are seeking. If you would like a personal reading or session or guidance on this or any other area of your life that you are journeying through right now, reach out to me in an email. My contact info is in the box below. And until we meet again, remember, you are the light and the love that you are looking for. You are becoming an illumined human. Thank you for listening.